सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै। Let us chant from verse number 6. द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्तः आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च जनान विदुरासुराः न शौचं नापि चाचारः न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते असत्यमप्रतिष्ठं ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतं किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम् एतां दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरं दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्राहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः चिन्तामपरिमेयां च प्रलयान्तामुपाश्रिताः कामोपभोगपरमाः एतावदिति निश्चिताः। So after having elaborated upon the daivi sampat, now Bhagwan takes up the āsuri sampat. This knowledge is necessary so that we can eradicate these negative traits from us. So why do these people behave in a demonic way? Bhagwan says it is only because they don't have the right understanding. What is their understanding? Their understanding is Jagat asatyam apratishtham anishwaram. This is their understanding. This world has no foundation based on ethical and moral values, principles. There is nothing called God. Whatever we see, that alone is true. There is nothing like punya, papa, etc. So therefore, indulge in pleasures, that itself is the highest happiness. This is their philosophy. So then Bhagwan calls them alpa buddhayah, people with low intelligence. Nashtatmanaha, they have lost their souls. Now there is nothing higher which they can aspire to, which they can work on. So what will be the kind of actions they will do? Ugra karmanaha, cruel actions, selfish, self-centered actions. Finally, leading to the destruction of the whole world. So what are they? So mohad grihitva asadgrahan, holding on to false values because of their ignorance, because of their delusion. What are they? embodiment of ego, embodiment of pride, hypocrisy, pomp, show, filled with all kinds of desires. What is their philosophy? Kāmopabhoga parama. The highest in world is nothing but more and more indulgence. Sense pleasures is the very goal of life. And because of this philosophy in them, what is their state of mind? Chintam aparimeyam pralayantam upashritaha. All kinds of worries, tension, stress, fear, anxieties, till their death. It is not that when they become old, these worries and anxieties will go. No, not at all. In fact, it is more. Because death is one thing which takes away everything from you. Whole life you have invested in wealth, power, position, name, fame, and now the death is coming. What is death? The one which takes away everything. So what happens to chinta? It increases more. Vriddhasthavat chintasaktah. There was an old man, a shopkeeper. He had 3 sons. So he was lying on his deathbed. So he called his 3 sons. Ramesh, yes Papa, he was there. He is lying on his deathbed, old man. Suresh, yes Father, I am here. Umesh, yes Father, we are all here. All 3 of you are here, then who will look after the shop? Who is telling? Old man lying on the deathbed. This is called chinta. Even at the deathbed, his mind is there only. Business, this, that, etc. The momentum of worries can never stop. All thoughts are related to unwanted things only. Continuing the same thought flow, let us chant verse number 12. Asha pashashatair baddhaha kāma krodha parayanaha ihante kāma bhogartham अन्यायेनार्थ संचयान् आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः ईहन्ते कामभोगार्थम् अन्यायेनार्थ संचयान्. Yes. So these people, the very philosophy of their life is wrong. According to them, sense pleasures means happiness. So in order to have sense pleasures, what is the most important thing? Sense objects you must have. In order to have sense object, what you must have? Money you must have. So therefore, what is the Rishta Devata? The Rishta Devata is money. They call it vitamin M. They function for vitamin M. According to them, we have discussed this before also, money will give you everything in life. If there is one thing for which you have to dedicate your life, it is money. Why? All comforts, conveniences come from money. All pleasures come from money. Your name, fame come from money. Respect you get from money. You get everything from money. Security you get from money. So therefore, money is everything in life. So naturally their life will be geared towards earning more and more money. So how to earn more and more money? Whatever money you have, invest in 1,000 different places. What are the different places you can invest? So he will do a market study. What are the places you can invest? Food industry is there. So he has known that nowadays people are more foodie. Lot of business we can make out of restaurants. He will invest some there. Then he finds that people who eat too much, they fall sick also. So the next possibility of making money is where? Hotel industry, next will be hospital industry. Then people are mad after jewelry, so jewelry. He will invest there also. Then again, lot of scope is there in educational institutions. He will invest there also. Fashion industry, this industry, that industry, everywhere he has invested. He will enter into what you call that, stock market also. He will enter into real estate also. Now what is happening? Everywhere he has put his foot. Naturally, his expectations will be very high from all this. Asha pasha shatair baddha, tied firmly. With what? Baddha means firmly bound. Baddha, what? With what? Shataihi, pasha shataihi, by hundreds of pasha, ropes, tied very well by the hundreds of ropes of, what kind of ropes? Asha. Asha means hopes. Asha means aspirations, desires. What is his only hope? May I make more and more money. Just the opposite of a Karma Yogi. According to Karma Yogi, he doesn't function in the world for Karma Phala, whereas this fellow functions for Karma Phala. His very inspiration is from the very result of from the world. How much money I can make. That is his very inspiration. Money, money, money. Money-minded person. Earlier it is said, Chintama Parimeyam. Why the Chinta? This is the reason why Chinta. Because you have invested in so many business ventures. There is no guarantee that these business will succeed. Always there is worries and tension. Whatever money I have invested, will it go in the drain? This fear is always there. There is no guarantee. So all the time mind is full of stress. That is why the term used is baddha. Baddha means tightly wound, bound. Meaning what? He wants to be happy, he cannot be happy. He wants to be tension-free, but he cannot be tension-free. Why? His happiness depends on the external event. That is business, that is profit. Profit is something uncertain. His happiness is connected to something uncertain. So therefore, what kind of happiness will he enjoy? Uncertain happiness. Uncertain happiness is not happiness, it is misery. This uncertain happiness is what we call as tension, worry, anxiety. So all the time anxious and worried. He wants to be free from anxiety, but he can't. So see that lack of freedom there. See that helplessness there. I want to be peaceful, but I cannot be. I want to be free from stress, I cannot be. What a pathetic condition. All the time he is living in the future. He is never in the present. He is having the best of food. In the best of restaurant, he is having the most, what you call, costliest of ice cream. But where is his mind? His mind is not in enjoying this ice cream. Pathetic condition is his. He is there in the beach, in a very, what you call, posh resort, seeing the sunset in front of the ocean. But where is his mind? All the money is spent for all this resort, but where is his mind? He is miserable. The face has a very sad, miserable look. What is he seeing? Sunset. The beautiful sunset he is seeing, but he is not seeing the sun there. He is not seeing the ocean there. He is in the future. He is never in the present. This is called asha pasha shatair baddhaha, firmly tied down, miserable. Kāma krodha parayanaha, wonderful term. Parayanaha means he has taken refuge. Param ayanam, the highest refuge. Where has he taken refuge? He is not Bhagavan, he is not Bhagavat Parayanaha. Where is his refuge? Kāma and krodha. Why has he taken refuge in Kāma? That gives him pleasure, therefore. Why has he taken refuge in krodha? According to him, krodha is a virtue to be cultivated. Why so? He does everything through anger. Anger is a very powerful weapon in his life. Now he has so many business, so many investments, so many industries are running, so many factories are running, hotels are running, so many things are running. Everywhere people are there working under him. How does he get work from them? The most efficient instrument to get work done is krodha. So he considers krodha as a medal, as a virtue. Because an angry person is someone who can get work done from others. Out of fear, people will work. Nobody can be tamasic, lazy. He loved to be called a Narasimha avatar. People are scared of him. They tremble. And this is exactly what he wants also. This is the kind of image he wanted to create about himself in the minds of others. Others should tremble by hearing my name. Then they will work efficiently. When they work efficiently, I will get profit. So therefore, krodha is a weapon which he has consciously, deliberately cultivated in himself. Anger has so many benefits. Anger forces the other person to respect you. Those people who are under you, they respect you because you are angry. They keep a distance from you because you are angry. This man doesn't want all these people working under him to come near him. Because what is his philosophy? If I become friendly with them, they will misuse this relationship and they will not work. So they keep a distance. All the people working under him, he keeps a distance from them. And this anger is the right instrument to keep a distance. Nobody will dare to come near. Isn't it? He loves that. His ego loves it when people tremble with fear. When they stand in respect, bowing down, he loves it. So therefore, this person has considered krodha as a virtue, not as a vice. That's the meaning kāma krodha parayanaha. Parayana means he is residing there. Kāma krodha parayanaha. Now, what does he do? Ihante kāma bhogartam anyayena artha sanchayan. Whatever money he is getting, he is not satisfied. Because his needs are so much. Lot of money has to be paid for that posh place where he is staying. Lot of money goes for his maintenance of his car, for his establishments. And he has his own driver, his own cook, his own servant. There is a huge dog also in his house. Feeding that dog itself will consume thousands of rupees. Huge dog. Why is it? Ego. Imported dog, not Indian. All hi-fi imported dog biscuits are given. I don't know what all kinds of things are there. Lot of research is going on in that also. He finds great pride in showing off his dog in front of other visitors, the guests. So for that also he has to pay. And for that taking care of that dog, there is another fellow kept there. His job is to, feed him, take him out for a walk, bathe him, brush him, and so many other things. All these huge dogs are very stinking in nature. Unless you take care of them properly, you just can't go near them. So he has kept a special person. Now for all this you need lot of money. Just to maintain your ego, mana, mada, dambha. For that you need lots and lots of money. Where will he get this money from? So naturally he will be forced to earn money through illegal, immoral, corrupt means. So that is what Bhagavan says. Anyayena artha sanchayan. Kama bhogartha. Normal income will not help. It will not do. He will have to go for the the money which comes from illegal means, wrong means. I don't have to give examples. You all know. What all ways people earn wealth. My God, in every profession. Here is a person who enters into a medical college. He is not qualified, number one, but still he wants a seat. He gets a seat. How many lakhs you have to pay to get a seat in the medical college? And somehow let us assume he has come out as a doctor. Now naturally what will be his first mission in life? So many lakhs I had to shed out in order to become a doctor. So therefore the profession becomes a means to earn whatever I have spent. It is a business. And now you find, this is the argument he gives. Every patient he sees it as an opportunity. Every patient is an opportunity. He comes with some little medical problem and this fellow says, all tests has to be done. I don't know what all kinds of tests are there. Some scanning and this and that. And then for little problem, operation is a must. As early as possible, you must operate. This poor man somehow sells this property, that property, whatever little thing, some ornaments he will sell. And once the money comes, then do this operation. Later on he comes to know, it was such a small thing, no operation was needed. Little diet control, little some medicine here, there. This is what is happening in the modern times now. Another person, all this kidney racket. Oh my God. A poor man comes and this doctor, he says, there is an operation to be done, we'll do it free. And this poor man is very happy thinking, oh, what a gem of a person he is. He is doing my operation free. And what is he doing? Bas, one kidney gone. This fellow doesn't know. He finds some kind of cut here. And later on he comes to know that one kidney is gone. Who are doing this? Very much educated, literate doctors. This is what āsuric sampat can do to you. The point is this, I don't care about others, I only care about myself. Just imagine, in the very same profession, you have another kind of people also. People who are having daivi sampat. What do? Patients are treated free. In fact, very many times they spend money from their own pocket in order to treat them. What is their vision? Patient is not an opportunity, but patient is an embodiment of Bhagavan himself. Bhagavan, you have given me this ability, this knowledge you have given me, this medical knowledge you have given me. May I use this knowledge to serve everyone. With this attitude, what is he saying? He is not saying a patient there, he is saying Sakshat, as they say, what is that? Manava Seva, Madhava Seva. What is that change in vision? What brought this change in vision? It is this daivi sampat. Two people, same profession, same situation, see the difference. One is exploiting the situation, another uses the situation to help others and to grow spiritually. What made the difference? This sampat made the difference. Their value system made the difference. Every field you will find these two categories. All these engineers, those who build bridges and the buildings, how much of money they eat, use all kinds of faulty things, use all kinds of adulteration, and then the bridge collapses or the building collapses. How many people die? They don't care. As far as I am concerned, I am bothered only about myself. Anyayena artha sanchayan. Earning money through illegal, immoral ways. I saw some video somewhere. In the railway station, one fellow was selling milk. Tea. And then the person himself, he confesses that actually this is not milk, it's a chemical. That chemical, 1 or 2 drops you put in a bucket of water and then just shake it, the whole thing becomes white liquid. It's actually chemical, it is not milk. And then he himself says, Ayyo sir, if we purchase milk, our business, we can't run the show, so therefore this we use. And another fellow is drinking tea there. He doesn't know that this is pure chemical. He is drinking. And then he is asked, how do you feel it? He says, it's okay. Out of trust he is drinking it. The whole thing is a chemical. All of you must be knowing all this. In fact, you may be having much more stories than me. I get only when somebody tells me all this. Watermelon, red. What is that redness? It is nothing but color solution, injected. Green peas, it is only peas. It is green. Why? Chemical. Everything chemical. Food adulteration. What makes a person do all this? The āsuric sampat. The vision of plurality. We are all different. There is nothing which is common. The purpose of life is to only earn wealth. It doesn't matter how the wealth comes to you. By hook or crook, earn wealth. This is all what we have to do. In every profession you will find. This is where we come to know how much inefficient our education system is. Indeed, it's a shame that we have such an education system where āsuric sampat is given more importance, daivi sampat is not at all given importance. Just compare this with our Vedic times. In those times, it was not your professional knowledge which was given importance. The most importance, the greatest importance was given to the value system. And that is why the little children were sent to Gurukulas. Very many times the parents are not able to give this value system to the children. So at a very young age itself, children are sent to Gurukula. And in Gurukula what happens? They all come together. There is some master, some rishi or muni or some saint. Under them the children learn. And what is taught there? Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, Acharya devo bhava, Satyam vada, Dharmam chara. These are the things which were taught. Because they knew that the most important thing to keep a nation together, a society together, a family together is not your knowledge of physics, chemistry and maths. Not your professional expertise. No. You can be a professional genius but a number 1 rascal. And this is what all these prove. Corrupt IAS officers, corrupt doctors, corrupt engineers, what do they prove? Your professional knowledge has nothing to do with being a good person. Being a good person is totally different. Being an expert in profession is totally different. These two have no connection whatsoever. So therefore, what has to be done? The first responsibility of education is making a person a good person in the society. This is the most important thing. And that is why in the Vedic times, these children were brought together under a perfect teacher who is a role model in the society. These children were trained. Nowadays we are having this Swachha Bharat, etc. I am telling you, it won't work. Hats off to those people who are doing this work. You know why it won't work? Majority of the people are there making the place dirty. Very handful of them are there cleaning the place. Will it work? Impossible. It will work only one way, and that way is in the schools itself. Let the child clean the toilets and the classrooms. Train them there. Let the teachers be the role model. Let the principal himself or herself walk in front with a broom in hand, and the children follow. Let the children themselves, let them clean the surroundings of the schools. Then they will know the value of cleanliness. This is the way you have to inculcate these values in little minds. They have to be trained. In home also, this is what you have to do. The parents have the responsibility to train the children that way. The children should be trained to sweep and mop. The children should be trained to clean the toilets. The children should be trained to clean their vessels, clean their clothes. The children should be trained to cook their food also. Then what happens? The children become responsible children. Next time they will not dirty their clothes. Why? If I dirty my clothes, I only have to wash. If I dirty the room, I only have to clean. That responsibility automatically comes. You must know the pain of keeping things neat and tidy. You must know the pain. Only then you will keep yourself clean. It should become a habit in them. In the Vedic time, this is what they used to do. The children who came under this master, the children, where did the food come from? The children were sent out to beg food. The brahmacharis, they would go out. Bhavati bhiksham dehi, go to house to beg food, so that you will know the value of food. Walking here and there, you are so tired, exhausted, you know the value of food when you beg food. You become very humble, because when you ask something, you have to bow down. And these children, they would come with this food, they themselves cook. Then what happens? In Veda it is said, Annam nanindya tad vratam. May this be your resolve. May you not disrespect food. In modern times, what we see is these children pampered a lot. Mother is ever ready to pamper the child. No, you don't want this food? Keep it away. Throw it. Doesn't matter. Pampering. You ask this mother, train the child to clean the floor. Huh? How can my child do such inferior things? Oh, these are all inferior things. Cleaning the room, etc. If such irresponsible mothers and fathers are there, you will find we will have such irresponsible citizens in the country. And with such irresponsible citizens, you will see these dirty railway stations, dirty bus stands. Don't blame anyone. Please don't blame the government. Each and every one of us, we are responsible. Unless we train our children this way, you can never have a Swachha Bharat. Impossible. On one side, majority will be going on dirtying the place. On the other side, a few minority will be going on cleaning. Who will win? Make the children responsible. In the ashrama, that was not the case. In the ashramas, these gurukulas, these children, they have to clean. They have to, sweep. Everything they have to do. And moreover, they are growing together. There is nothing called, people who are high and low. No. Everyone has to serve each other. So there is love, there is cooperation. There is service. If someone falls sick, others have to take care. This way they used to live for 10, 15 years. Can you believe? Under the able guidance of a master. Now when such children come out of these gurukulas and when they become the citizen of this nation, what will be the quality of that nation? Can you imagine? In gurukulas, importance was never given. Of course, they were not neglected, but the first importance was given to the value system. This is the most important thing. Value system is the most important thing. Everything else comes later. Professional expertise, you can get it later. But value system, once the wrong value system gets into it, once it becomes your habit, you cannot change it. It becomes very difficult to change. But if the right value system gets into your system, it becomes your habit. It is something like a child who is trained to take bath every day. One day if he doesn't take bath, how does he feel? Our own case we take. Suppose we are taking, I hope all of you take bath every day. One day, suppose because of some reason you are not able to take bath, how do you feel? Don't you feel miserable? Isn't it? My body is unclean, so therefore somehow or the other you will try to take a bath from somewhere, isn't it? In this way, cleanliness should enter into our system. The moment there is some dirt somewhere, I should feel miserable as though I have not taken a bath. How will it happen? At a very young age, children should be trained this way. Children should be addicted to cleanliness. And how can you do it? At a very young age, you have to train them. Over a period of time, every day when you do, slowly, that enters into your system in such a way that effortlessly you keep everything clean. You won't even think twice whether to put this wrapper, just throw or not. You will not think. Automatically your eyes will search for some dustbin or something. You will not throw bottles here and there. You will not throw plastic wrappers here and there. You will not, because it has entered into a system. This is how the value system has to be cultivated. And you will find that in some nations they do this. Japan is one such country. In the recent FIFA football match, I don't know which country they lost to. Japan, they played very well and they lost. I think it was Belgium. Right? Russia? Anyway, whatever. In that game, Japanese, they lost the game. Even then, these people who were there, who had come, the audience, they did not create. Normally, this is what happens. When my country loses the game, I break everything and go away. But those people, they stood back, cleaned the whole place. All the garbage, they collected everything clean, and they kept a piece of note also. Thank you very much for making such arrangements. All of them stayed back, others all went away, all other nationals. Japanese stood back. Though they lost the game, even though that pain was there, that misery was there, even then they stood back, cleaned the whole place, and then they went. It is not an accident that the citizens of a country is behaving this way. This is not the only incident. There are very many incidents. When the tsunami struck Japan, you must have all read how the people responded to that calamity which hit the nation. People were standing in queue for food. They were all hungry. In other places you will find everyone grabbing there and vandalizing the thing. No, all of them stood in line. Old people were made to stand in front. Each one took food as much as it was needed for the time being, because they know there are so many people waiting. They stood in a queue. They got their food. And when that earthquake struck them, it is said in that, that mall, supermarket, power went off. Things were falling. They could have easily taken things and escaped. Nobody did that. Each one, they took the thing, kept it in the corresponding shelf, and silently walked away. See the way the citizens of a country, they are behaving. Restaurants, they slashed their prices because very many people, they don't have food. They slash the prices. From where did they find this value system? Unless conscious effort is put to inculcate this value system at a very young age, this is not going to happen. In Japan, this happens. All children, by turn, each class has to clean the surrounding, the bathroom, the toilet, headed by the teacher. They have to do it themselves. This is the way they are trained to remain clean. See the value system. They are trained to bow down. Whatever we preach in these scriptures, in the Vedas, they practice it. Somewhere I read, one truck, in India it happened, I don't know which village. One truck carrying all these rum bottles, it just overturned. So you can imagine, thousands of bottles. Within half an hour, not a single bottle was there. Police came, nothing, no bottle. You understand what I mean? This is the value system. Any train accident, any bus accident, you see people how they come. What is it? How can I make the best of this opportunity? People are dying there, he will not care. What can I get? This is the value system of this country. Why should we blame the poor people? We have to blame our education system. And for that we have to blame none other than our, you call it government, you call it minister, whatever. What kind of value system are we giving to our children? And you expect a wonderful India. It is impossible. Unless you scrap out the useless syllabus, nothing solid is going to happen. It is such an unfortunate thing that great rishis like Vedavyasa Rishi, Valmiki Rishi, they have written such volumes only for one purpose, to establish dharma in the society. Big books were written. Mahabharata is written. Bhagavatam is written. Ramayana is written. Why all these books were written? Because they know that value system alone can keep the country together. In my pre-degree, I happened to read one chapter in Hindi. At that time, I never understood its value. The chapter was something from Mahabharata, an interpretation of a person of a story in Mahabharata. A great, whoever. You know what the message of that entire chapter was? So here is Duryodhana lying down. War was over. Duryodhana was lying down, almost going to die. Pandavas come to meet him. Krishna was also there. And the entire chapter goes thus. Duryodhana proves that he was right and Pandavas were wrong. And finally the Pandavas holding their head in shame. Krishna holding his head in shame. Duryodhana proves that everything you did was unjust. I was supposed to be the king. You killed all the warriors unrighteously. Actually speaking, I am on the part of dharma, you are on the part of adharma. And the whole discussion is such that finally these Pandavas have no argument, Krishna has no argument, and with head held in shame, all of them retreat. And Duryodhana dies. Now this comes as a syllabus for the children to study. Can you believe the heights of foolishness? Great Vyasa has written a huge volume of 1 lakh. For what purpose? To make the people give importance to the value system. Be good, do good. This is the essential message of Mahabharata. And here is a person, he has interpreted the whole thing in a perverted way. And this, just imagine the foolishness of that education minister who happened to put this chapter in our syllabus. This is the kind of education ministers we are having now. And you expect this nation to come up in life? Impossible. Impossible. Unless we revamp the value system, this education system, nothing solid is going to happen. So what is our responsibility? We cannot depend on this education system. What we have to do is, in our own family, let us give importance to these scriptures. Later on, Bhagavan himself is going to say that. The importance of the scriptures. Arjuna, live your life based on the injunctions of the scriptures, not based on your likes and dislikes. Everything we have, but we are not implementing it. And then we are crying, why in the society so much of murder, so much of crime, so much of rape, this, that, etc. We break our head. Answer is very, very simple. This is how you are training the generation. That's why they are behaving like this. The whole education is geared towards only one: money making, nothing else. How can I make more and more money with my education? If this is your goal, then yes, people will be rich, but there will not be peace, there will not be harmony, there will be only violence. But suppose you give values the importance, you will find that in every profession people will have value, provided you give importance to value. In Japan, Subrato Bagji, I don't know, I heard long back, I read one book. He was the owner of Mindtree Consultations. He, in his book, he writes his experience in Japan. So he wanted to go to some hotel. So he booked a taxi. Taxi came. He went. After a few minutes, the taxi he took to that right hotel. He had some meeting or something. So whatever the meter showed, he gave the amount to that driver. And then the taxi driver, he returned some amount back. So he was wondering, what happened? Then the taxi driver said, "Sir, I'm really sorry. To reach this place, there is a shortcut. After reaching here, I come to know now. I had taken you through a, roundabout way. So actually, the actual price which you have to pay is very less because there is a shortcut. So this extra money, please keep it. I'm really sorry I took your precious time." Can you believe one taxi driver behaving this way? Now this is called as daivi sampat. Daivi sampat is not something to be practiced by brahmanas. It is not the prerogative of some selected class of people. No. If you train everyone to have this daivi sampat, you will find in every profession this can be applied. And what is happening here? Auto rickshaw wala, he will deliberately take you roundabout, and his meter is running faster than even the auto. He tampers with the meter. And finally you happen to, if you are a new person, you are finished. Yes or no? How many times we have this experience? He will say, no, sir, I will not come there. Bluntly he refuses. See the difference in value system. Every profession you will find gem of people. Only thing is, in the society we have to inculcate this. You have to inject these values into the young minds through education. I read a very touching incident. One lady, she was going for she was a construction worker lady in Chennai. She was walking, and she saw that one person has fallen down on the road. It's a busy place, everybody is busy, nobody has time to look. This fellow has fallen down on the road. Immediately she left everything. One small tiffin box she was carrying. This construction worker lady was going, she took that person, stopped an auto, put that person in the auto with the help of the auto driver, took him to the hospital, did all the whatever has, and she did not have any money. So what she did was, she sold her nose ring made of gold to do all that. That day's wage gone, nose ring gone, but still she had the satisfaction that yes, I could be of help to someone. Now this is called daivi sampat. Can you imagine? In the eyes of the people, this woman will be a nobody. But in the eyes of God, she comes first. These are the kinds of instances which we should keep in front of the young minds. Let these people be the inspiration for us to live. Another Air Force pilot, he found that his, he found that his, his Mirage or whatever, I don't know which one, his fighter aircraft has caught fire. He came to know that the engine is gone. And now he was about to eject out of the plane. Then he saw that it was a school ground. Children were playing. He took the plane further ahead. Again he found it was a village. He took the plane further ahead. And finally he died along with the crash. He said, let my life go, but because of me, so many people are going to be affected. I will not allow that. Now this is called daivi sampat, sacrificing oneself for the welfare of all. Just imagine if these values are given to these children, what level will that country rise? Remember, there was a time when India had these kinds of values in their education system, and that is why we are so proud of our past. The very name of this nation is Bharata, the nation which revels in knowledge. Bha means light, the light of knowledge. India was number one in every field. Whether you take astrology, astronomy, Ayurveda, you name the field, Indians were number one. Chemistry, mathematics, very many theorems were invented here. You take any field, Indians were number one. How did they become number one? This was the kind of education system they had. Values first, rest everything later. But when we ignore this most important thing, when the syllabus is prepared only with a materialistic outlook, without that vision of oneness, without that spiritual background, with only the materialistic outlook. That's why that Prahlada's father's name was Hiranyakashipu. Nowadays everybody is a Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu means what? Hiranya means gold. The one whose eyes are fixed on gold. Hiranyakashipu. When he was king, the same education was given, what we were giving now. It is said, dharma, artha, kāma. That's all. 3. Moksha is not at all there. Prahlada was fed up of that knowledge. If you see Bhagavatam, you will find materialistic knowledge was given. And that is exactly what is happening in this age also. Anyway, we can't change the times. We can't change the government or anything. We can only do one thing. Let us understand the importance of this value system, and at least let us in our family, let us give maximum importance to it. Let us live such a life of noble virtues, practicing the daivi sampat, and slowly let us inspire all those people who are connected to us. This is all we can do. So here when we discuss all this, please keep that in mind. Anyayena artha sanchayan. Now let us come back again to this āsuric fellow. Let us continue our journey in the āsuric world. Tighten your seat belts. Right. So this fellow, lot of pressure, external pressure created by his own ego, and therefore lot of need for wealth. So when there is so much of need for wealth, naturally you will have to compromise with all higher values. Otherwise, what you call clean money will not come. If you want clean money, you have to walk the path of righteousness. But now that the need for money is so much, clean money is only a little money. So then, anyayena artha sanchayan ihante. He does everything to earn wealth through illegal, wrong means. Now, what is his state of mind? How does he think? His thoughts are given in the next 3 verses. Idamadhyamaya labdham imam prapsye manoratham idamastidamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam idamadya maya labdham imam prapsye manoratham idamastidamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam asau maya hatash shatruhu hanishye chāparānapi Ishvarohamaham bhogi Siddhoham balavan sukhi Asau maya hatash shatruhu hanishye chāparānapi Ishvarohamaham bhogi Siddhoham balavan sukhi Adhyo bhijanavansmi Konyosti sadrisho maya Yakshye dasyami modishye Ityajnana vimohitaha Adhyo bhijanavansmi Konyosti sadrisho maya Yakshye dasyami modishye Ityajnana vimohitaha. Yes. Due to the sandhi, it becomes modishya. But when we chant, you have to split it. So it becomes yakshye dasyami modishye. Though it is written modishya, what you have to chant? Modishye. Right. So what is being said here? So now his thought process is verbalized here. What is his thinking? His mind. Maya adya idam labdham. Today I have got this much. Imam manoratham prapsye. But I have such and such desires. In the future I will get it. Idam dhanam asti. At present I have this much of wealth. Punaha api idam bhavishyati. In the future I will earn more. Means what? All the time, never satisfied with what he has. He is always thinking of aggrandizing more and more. What is shown here is greed, lobha. Later on Bhagavan will call this as one of the gateways to hell. Kāma, krodha, lobha. Lobha is one of the gateways to hell. You are not able to enjoy what has been given to you. Your eye is always upon what you don't have. There is no gratitude at all. There is no contentment at all. All the time craving for more and more and more. Compare it with a person with daivi sampat. What is his attitude? Whatever the Lord has given, he is happy with it. Bhagavan, if I need something, you will give. Totally relaxed. If I need something, Bhagavan will give. If I don't have something, it simply means I don't need it. See the relaxation. My yogakshema is taken care by the Lord. I don't have to worry anything. Bas. So therefore, no fear, no worry, no anxiety. Mind is absolutely peaceful, cheerful, contented, happy. This person has much, much more than a person with daivi sampat, but still he is not happy. I have this much, I want more. Now I have 1,000 crores, but my target is 2,000 crores. This is the way. As Mahatma Gandhi said, as far as the world is concerned, It has enough to meet the needs of all. But it cannot meet the greed of even one person. This person is a greedy person. All the time his thought is this: I will get more wealth, more. And according to him, he's a very, creative person. See, please understand, earning wealth is never criticized. But owning wealth is criticized. It is one thing to earn, it is another thing to own. A Karma Yogi earns very much, but owns very less. Pump it back to the society for the welfare of all. This is what a Karma Yogi does. He also brings in a lot of money. His creativity, ability, talents, he also uses. He generates a lot of wealth. Generating wealth is an ability, it's a talent. You have to make use of it. It's a God-given talent. Definitely you have to make use of it, but for the welfare of all. That is the way Karma Yogi behaves. Here, earn more, own more. Whatever he earns, it is for himself. He doesn't bother about others. Then what? Asau maya hatashatruhu. That enemy has been killed by me. Hanishye cha aparan api. There are others also. My competitors. I will kill them also. This is his thought process. This enemy has been killed. There are some others also who are creating problems for me. I will finish them also. And I am capable. I am capable of doing that. They will use all these gundas, etc. The unsocial elements, unhealthy elements. Use them, pay them properly and finish them. Competitors, finish them off. Now there is another way of killing your enemy also, especially in the business world. You have a product, others also have a product. What do you do? So many techniques you may be knowing better. Bring down the price of the product to such an extent that others will die automatically. To gain the monopoly over the market. Bring the price of the commodity so less that the little small scale industries, they all collapse. They can't sell it at that price, so they will have to shut down. And finally this fellow alone remains, and then he can raise the price according to his whims and fancies. This is one way of killing others. In business they do it. Sometimes a bigger company, like a shark, eats the other company. So, asau maya hatashatru hanishyecha aparanapi. This is the way he is hold. Every time it is competitive. I want to win. I want to conquer. There is nothing called cooperation. It's a cutthroat, competitive world. This is his attitude. And what does he think about himself? Ishwaroham, I am the Lord. Aham bhogi, I will enjoy everything. Siddhoham, I am the most successful. Balavan, I am the most strong. Sukhi, I am the really happy person. This is his opinion about himself. Ishwaroham, I am the Lord. Now please don't misunderstand this with Vedanti. Vedanti also says I am Ishwar. Ishwara here means Lord. I am the Lord. I rule everything. I am strong. I can decide everything. All these politicians are in my control. I have given enough money. I have thrown to them. They will do what I say. The police department, it is in my control. So therefore, I control everything. I am Sukhi. I am the happiest person. He is the most miserable person, but he doesn't know. This is ignorance. He thinks he is very happy. Because according to him, what is happiness? Power is happiness, money is happiness, pleasure is happiness, name, fame is happiness. He is not aware of the higher happiness of life. The happiness of bhakti, happiness of vairagya, he doesn't know. Only the people with daivi sampat, they know this happiness, these higher joys. He thinks This is all what life is. So, aham sukhi. Adhyah asmi. I am a rich man. Abhijanavan asmi. I am born in a very good family, very good family lineage. He doesn't know even Gayatri. He doesn't know even one shloka of Bhagavad Gita. But still he will take great pride in his grandfather, great-grandfather, his family lineage and this and that. He doesn't know ABCD of spirituality, but he will take credit for all that. Abhijanavan asmi, born in a high caste or good family or whatever. Ko nyosti sadrisho maya, who is there like me? Oh. He has put a kirita for himself. He has crowned himself. Who is there like me? Successful like me? Happy like me? Powerful like me? Rich like me? Who is like me? Such egoistic people, because of our bad prarabdha, if you happen to meet such people in life, my God, if you happen to have a conversation with them, any conversation will boil down to his own glory. Unknowingly he will be talking about himself. Any topic you take, finally it will come there. Just like the water in the wash basin finally comes to that center point. In the same way, any topic you take, finally it will be I and mine. I and mine. Finished. They are called a stinking, repelling person. You want to run away from there. He will talk about his own glory, his own success, his own this, his own that. He will talk on and on and on. The other fellow is bored. Very many times he has already listened. Now this fellow is not at all watching his face. Arey, whatever I am saying, is the other person interested or not? Whether the listener is showing any kind of, is the face lit with happiness or interest or what? He is not bothered. He is filled with himself. He is full of himself. They talk on and on about themselves. Now please understand, we are not talking of a third person here. Each one should think, am I like this? Discussion is not taken up to pinpoint faults of others. Discussion is taken up in order to introspect and find out whether we have these kinds of vices or not. Am I of this nature? Talking too much about myself. Not listening but talking. These egoistic people are like that. They never listen, they only talk. The other person has not finished one sentence, immediately you have a lot of things to pour out. Observe yourself. What do you do in normal discussion? Are you talking? Are you a talker? Or are you a listener? If you are a talker, somewhere the ego is very strong. Understand. A person whose ego is very low, he will always be a listener. Because he doesn't want to prove anything. An egoistic person wants to prove. How will he prove? Through words he will prove. And therefore he has to use lot of words. And therefore he has to talk too much. A talkative person is always, you will find, he is egoistic. So this fellow revels in himself. Yakshe, I will sacrifice. Dasyami, I will give in charity. Why is he giving in charity? Please don't misunderstand. He has no compassion. He is charitable only to show off. Dambha is very strong. So, I will get lot of respect if I am charitable, so he will do charity. As I told you, all the newspaper walas will be called. The media will be called. In front of that he will do charity. And he will only do that felicitation program also. So he will be felicitated with lot of garland and this and that. Modishe, he enjoys that. People will say, Indra, Chandra, Devendra, praise, oh praise, and he loves it. Modishe, I will enjoy. Iti ajnana vimohita. Thus, these deluded people, deluded because of ignorance, this is the way they live. Next also we will chant verse number 16. Aneka chitta vibhrantaha mohajala samavritaha prasaktah kāma bhogeshu patanti narakeshu chau. Aneka chitta vibhrantaha mohajala samavritaha prasaktah kāma bhogeshu patanti narakeshu chau. Yes, such people, totally deluded, rather totally enveloped in the web of delusion, confused by innumerable thoughts, ever addicted to the sense pleasures. What happens to them? Ashuchau narake patanti. What is the end result of their life? Bhagavan says, they fall in the most impure naraka, hell. So what is the end result of that person? Bhagavan says, I put them in hell. All that discussion we will see tomorrow. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhabhag bhavet. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityo ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.